Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Skabegon, my hometown. This week, Jared reviews a new drink, Leanor from Five Iron Frenzy joins the show, and they discuss plays, fashion, the upcoming Five Iron Frenzy concerts, and her band Fast Feeling. We crank up the lady energy as I join the show, along with Missy, Tammi, and Sarah. Finally, there's a voicemail and more nonsense.
Oh, wait for it.
Ooh,
Heck
Yeah.
yes, that sounded good.
Did we get it?
We got it.
Trying something new tonight. It's a NA whiskey ginger cocktail. We're gonna see.
oh, interesting.
Ooh,
We're
okay.
gonna see. Looks kind of like a drink.
Yeah.
Tastes kind of like nothing.
Hmm.
This is really lame. This drink.
I don't love that for you.
No, I mean it says it's an NA whiskey ginger. There's a 4-pack of these cocktails. It was a Walmart of all places. So I was like, huh. With Afterglow TM TM TM. I don't know what that is.
Hmm.
It's probably something bad for you. Suitable for vegetarians and gluten-free. I've never read such lies on a can before. A match made in mixology heaven. Our non-alcoholic whiskey ginger is smoky and zesty AF. The perfect way to take the edge off your day without losing yours.
That's why it's AF right there.
Smoky. It's not even a bold claim. That's a bald-faced lie. It's just not. It tastes like a ginger ale that you let the ice melt in.
Yep.
It's mostly water flavor, and then at the end you get some ginger hint in there.
Sure.
I wouldn't describe it as good. It's terrible. And there's nothing that resembles whiskey. Some sort of burn sensation at the end too, but like no flavor. This is a weird burning aftertaste. This is awful. This is the worst thing ever. Minus 5 stars. It's not even a 0 star. That's not fair. It's a
Wow.
negative. 0 stars is a neutral experience. This is a negative experience.
Gotcha.
It's gross. Are we good?
Do we need to write an intro for Brock?
I think we can wing it. All right. Here we go.
Hi, can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
Here's the thing though. I have this fancy microphone, but I don't know how it sounds for you guys.
Oh, it sounds good.
Sounds good.
Right? Yeah, but it's going to end up sounding echoey, don't you think? Or is it okay?
No, that sounds good. I sound
Okay.
echoey.
All right.
Kevin's the
Is it, and this
expert
is
here.
okay if it's not super close?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, cool.
Brock is on his way. He should be
Okay,
here
that's fine.
soonish, I think.
Okay, so you're sure the sound is going to be okay? I'm worried.
Oh no, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay,
good to me.
okay, cool.
I also want to give you full disclosure. I am driving out to Western New York, so I've got my phone on the seat, but I'm gonna pull into a rest area so I can pick it up and say hello in a moment. But
Okay, yeah, safety for sure.
exactly, that's what I want.
Mhm.
I want to
Yep.
make sure the listener knows that too. Is I'm listening to it like I would. You're talking on the phone, hands free. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Kevin and I are safely in our homes, stationary.
Yes.
Not going
That's right.
anywhere.
Is that your daughter's bedroom?
This is the bonus room upstairs, but it's where my youngest play. You want to see her box fort she just built that she's been in the process? She's very proud
Ooh,
of this thing. It is she makes good use out of the Amazon boxes, the giant ones that
Mhm.
show up with toilet paper and paper towels. And
Might
she's
as
been
well. Life needs to
put
be
f-
fun.
Yeah, she's put 4 of
Absolutely.
them together into a box fort that we worked on yesterday.
Nice. You have 4 kids?
Just two girls,
2 girls.
a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Oh, 10 and 15.
Yeah. Oh, let me get your opinion on this. Let's weigh in. Our 15-year-old just on Sunday night has presented us. She made a full-on presentation to ask for Instagram and why she should have a social media account.
15?
Mhm. She'll be
Yeah,
16 in
15's okay.
November.
They
She's
have to
15
have
and a half.
yeah, so I think that's okay because they have it where it has to be people that know them, like a private one.
That's what I learned about
I
this
think if
because
it's private, and as long as you guys follow
yeah.
them.
What do you know about there's Instagram, like the teen version? So if you're
Well-
under a certain age, you can give them that and it's automatically private. It doesn't give you access to see their messages, but it lets you see who they're messaging or who's
Oh.
messaged them. And also they can only message people they follow, which you can
That's
view.
fine too. Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
what's under
yes,
consideration.
that's not Brock. That's a vampire.
Scary. Super
Scary.
scary.
There we go. I feel better now. And I do not want to be looking up your nostrils, so you better adjust that camera, Brock.
You can see my nostrils this way?
Well, it's just too like low. You see what you're doing? Don't want that.
I'll do my best. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I won't put my camera on. No.
Well, you're already tall enough, so I don't need you to be looking down at me.
Thanks for bearing with me. I'm doing work travel things today, and we just checked into the hotel. I am finally here. I am grateful for that. But it's been a big day.
You are fine.
Hey, Brock. Nice to see you.
Hey, how you doing, Jared?
I'm good.
What is this
Excellent.
thing even called? The pickle companion?
The pickle, a pickle home companion. It's not
A pickle, there's more than
yeah,
one.
it's- You're right.
That is
it
very
could be
presumptuous of you
one
guys to
many.
consider that other people wanted to steal your name.
Seriously.
There can be more than one companion to the pickle home.
There are so many companions.
Yeah, make
seriously.
sure that you're not exclusive rights registered
Right.
of the only
That's
pickle
right.
companion.
TM.
Speaking of pickle companion, Bloody Mary. Sorry.
Ooh, nice.
Am I right?
That is
Wait,
a
wait,
pickle
wait.
companion. That's the
That-
only one I
okay.
want to
Good
know
point.
about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Makes
All
sense
right,
to
I'm ready
me.
when you're ready. I wasn't ready. That's not the start. Okay.
Leanor, I was in your time zone today.
Mountain time?
Yeah. Did you know there's a small sliver of Oregon? It's not that small, but if you go almost to Idaho, but not quite to Idaho, you get into mountain time.
Did you know
Really?
we once
Yeah.
played with a band called the Idahomies?
Really? Were they
And-
from Idaho or was it?
Yeah,
Idaho?
and not only that, they brought on the stage, they brought a couch and they sat on it and played
Ooh.
like a straight up punk band, just sat
That's
on a
a
couch.
great idea, honestly.
I liked it.
It's like the DC Talk move.
You can talk about your CCM stuff. I'm not going to know any of it. Yeah, I'll just nod and say yes. It's just
I'll
like
explain
DC
it for you,
Talk.
Leanor. They had a couch on stage with them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
how would I know?
Nah, it's okay. No, honestly, you're better off not knowing, probably.
I know a few things about DC Talk.
I bet you do.
I know one thing.
Time out?
Yeah.
No, not time out. One of the
Okay.
guys made a play about Jesus. Do you remember that?
Okay. Well, Michael Tate was in
Yeah.
Hero, right?
Well,
And
someone
he
wrote a
played
play.
Jesus. Yeah.
Right. And so Rebecca St. James was the prostitute.
Uh-huh.
And I was
Right.
backstage because Five Iron was also performing. And she pretty much just dressed exactly like me. And that's just how I dress all the time. Like a short skirt and like fishnets and a ton of makeup. And I was like, not even. Like, this is not okay.
Oh man, because it has to be like youth group coded for not good.
Yes. Jezebel harlot equals Jeff the girl style.
Yeah, but it also can't be like actual harlot uniform, like because that won't fly where they're selling
Right.
their tickets. So yeah,
Right.
no, I'm sorry, that's unfortunate.
It is funny. It's a memory I have.
That look just hadn't come to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania yet, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember where it was. It was a big arena, and I remember it was when Audio A was doing that alien stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They had like little alien blow up dolls and stuff. It was all disjointed. Let's just say everybody said
What a
yes.
scene!
Yeah, right. And I'm pretty sure. Okay, I might be wrong on this. It was either okay. I don't want to say it because I'll be wrong, but it was either Value Pack or Goody Hook
Uh-huh.
that played the pizza party that was happening that same show. So it was a big arena show, and then there was like another room that was a pizza
Oh,
party. That
Like a
another
secret show.
It might have been
Yeah.
Dogwood.
Okay.
Yeah, all the cool kids were probably there.
Fun.
Mhm.
It sounds like that's
Mhm.
where we would have been, most likely.
Yeah.
I like
No,
a
you
good
would
pizza
have
party.
you would have been like trying to get a picture with me and Rebecca St. James and been like, where'd you get your mad inspiration?
That's
Look at the
right.
style.
That's right.
Can you believe I am shocked? Look at this.
Disgusting.
Oh goodness. Well,
So you're supposed to have questions. That's kind of how this works. Here, I'll be quiet for a
absolutely.
minute. Go ahead.
We have
go ahead.
so many questions. So,
So many.
when you
It's
met,
fitting into our the way we do this program, so don't even worry about it. It's
Yep.
all conversational. You're doing great.
Doing
Yeah.
great.
yeah, when you met Rebecca St. James, what did she say to you?
don't
Was
think
it
she talked
cordial?
to
Was it
me.
friend?
I don't
Didn't
think
talk
we've
to you at all.
talked.
Okay, that checks out.
No.
No.
No, I mean,
All
she's
right.
busy. She's in her world. But when I met
She's
the
busy
woman,
playing a prostitute on stage.
one of the women was, what's that band? Children 18?
18-3.
Yes. So that chick was cool. So we
Yeah.
had to share, I don't remember what festival it was, but we were the only women playing a pretty big festival. So we had our own like locker room, probably at a fairground or something. And she let me borrow her belt because I needed a belt. My jeans were a little too big. And so I was like looking at her and I was like, I don't know her. And I was like, and she had like a studded punk rock belt. And I was like, could I borrow it for our show? And she's like, oh, totally. And yeah, so we made fast friends. But you know, it's sad. I don't remember her name.
That was
Belt
kind of
girl.
her. That's great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Has
No, very
anybody
nice.
else on this call ever worn a studded belt as like standard practice? Because I could see Kevin doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course
Okay.
Kevin would do
Do
it.
they let you?
Yeah.
Do they let you wear that to work these days?
Probably not nowadays.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I feel like I would have liked to have been a studded belt guy, but I did not. I never had it.
No.
Yeah,
I
sadly.
had a phase.
I don't really
Yeah.
prefer the studded belt. What I prefer is they have really awesome dark brown leather Mexican engraved belts
Okay.
that look
Oh,
like for
cool.
the rodeo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those look legit. I've borrowed a hand of those, like some of those before in my day. I'm more into borrowing belts than owning them.
That's not a bad deal. I mean, you don't have to pay for it that way. That's the
Right.
benefit is that you get constant upgrades in style. You always
Mhm.
have something that's new to you. They don't get used to it. There's always some variety in your daily presentation.
And let's just say if you ask somebody, you're standing on stage and you just look down at some people and you're like, belt, please, belt me, belt me. You never know what you're going to get. You give it back at
Absolutely.
the end, but it's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
That's incredible. Did you have another story, Leanor, about somehow did you lose an article of clothing at a show? I feel like somebody like either it was Loner or it was I might be conflating
I have
stories with
no
somebody
idea
else.
what item.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
No.
do have, well, I don't want to, oh man. Okay, fine. There's a story. It's bad.
That's what we're here for.
Okay, so yeah, once upon a time there was a thing called Scamania.
Uh-huh.
You've heard of that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so someone in our group had the great idea to do, probably Reese, to do a whole Star Trek themed show.
Okay.
So our
Right.
whole
Yeah.
concert, everybody was in script. You didn't just, I wasn't Leanor, I was Uhura, right?
Of course.
And so we had tribbles in the saxophone, and we had an extra guy wearing red that would die. And Reese would say Captain's Logbook, and everybody had things like this. Well, my costume, you've probably seen the Star Trek outfit. It's like a really tight, short, go-go red dress.
Yeah, like they did in the
The
24th
Star
century.
Trek. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wore that, and it's fine, and the big bun, and then like black go-go boots and black tights. Well, we were playing, night after night with the same outfit, and the tights started getting a little stretched out. So one day, I decided, hi Megan, you'll know how this is. Pantyhose falling down, I decided to put on some white cotton underwear over the black tights to hold them up.
To shore them up. Okay.
Shore them up, nice and tight. Size 6s, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm on stage and the tour manager comes and gets me. The white underwear had fallen to my knees as I'm playing. And I don't know how long they were there. So I had to discreetly, not at all, walk behind Micah's amp and step out of said white grandma underwear. That's probably, so when you said, have I lost some clothes on stage?
That's not what I was thinking of, but that's a good story. It's a bad
It's
story, which makes it a
it's
good
the
story, which makes it a
worst.
bad story. Yeah.
It's horrible.
I'm
but
sorry that had to happen that way. I hope you're okay now.
Nobody
Rebecca
was
St.
hurt.
James showed up out
Nobody
of
was
nowhere
hurt.
to admonish you.
Right.
You know what's awesome though? Social media didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
it would have been a whole, like, honestly, that could have been the
Those
kind
were
of thing that
great
would
days.
totally embarrass me. But
I mean, most people, they've taken so many pictures of the rest of the show and of 7-Eleven or whatever that by the time they got there, they had like one exposure left and they were saving it for the end when they came to the merch table.
yeah, no, you're right. And then they'd probably get home and be like, oh, it looks terrible.
Maximum of 36 pictures, maybe 37 if you're lucky.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
2 months
So,
later
yeah,
when
no
you finally
pictures
get it
of that.
developed.
Right, right. And then you don't remember who anybody is.
No, I have dozens of pictures of myself too, because people would send them into the P.O. box, and I have tons, and it's fun, but I don't know who they are. They don't write on the back who it is.
No.
Oh yeah.
Pete, one of them could have been you. I'll look
It
for a
could have been.
Pete-looking face.
Please, Kingdom Bound. We did take a picture together with Kingdom Bound.
Okay. I love the name of that. Like someone I was talking to the other day was like,
Yep.
I was like, do you got any plans this summer? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to this amazing, beautiful venue in Northwest States, and it's called the Gorge. And I'm like, oh, I've played it.
Yeah.
It's called Spirit. Or no, it's called Creation when I play it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I
Oh,
never sent anything into
easy.
the PO box, so so you won't find me unless somebody else sent the photo in.
Okay. All right. Oh, well,
Sorry.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, if the PO box does the PO box still exist?
It does. It's very irritating now though, because nobody uses it. So we pay a lot of money for it, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't get presents very often. The only thing we get is returns on shirts that don't fit. So we got it when we got the Kickstarter, which was like all of a sudden tons of stuff that was re-returned. And now still from the merch store, we get the occasional.
So what we need to do, this is our, like early in the interview, our call to action to all of our listeners is,
yes.
Yes.
if we can figure out what the shirt sizes of 5-Iron Frenzy are, then we need to send them shirts that fit, that we think they would like. We're going to go out
right.
and we'll thrift a few. We'll find maybe a couple nice new ones. We'll
Mhm.
pack them up. We'll put them in the post office box. And then voila, 5-Iron is clad for like 15 years.
I'm trying to think of what I would like. I don't know what I would like.
Belts. What's a belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want a belt. We're gonna mail a belt to the post office box.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just get shirts with the 4 of our faces on it. It'd be great. Oh, everyone will
Well,
love it.
I happen to know a screen printer, aka my husband.
That's
There
true.
we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can he mail some shirts to the post office box?
But I think it'd be cooler to, if you guys just got like stylistic
Oh, for
shirts.
sure.
Somebody, maybe Sonny, maybe Brad. No, probably Dennis. Actually, I don't know. I love those shirts that are like cowboy shirts with the pearl buttons.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
But I
wearing one.
don't. Oh yeah, you look nice. That's what I was gonna say. I don't think women look great with them, but men, that is a very flattering shirt. So if you find any of those in 5-Iron guys sizes, please just help
Okay.
them fashion wise.
Do
Please.
you have a few
Is that not going
few
well?
sizes that we could use?
Let's say there's about 3 larges in there.
Okay.
4 larges, maybe.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe 2 1Xs and maybe a 3X.
Okay. Sounds good. Pete, write that
But
down.
see, that doesn't include me.
yeah.
That includes all the dudes.
You don't want one of those shirts though, right? You want a different shirt.
Me? No, I don't know what I want. Oh,
A belt.
a cowboy
belt.
belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
And if it fits Megan, it should fit me.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go.
How about a big old buckle?
Yeah, a big old buckle. Sounds great.
Perfect.
That would be horrible. You know what I just thought? A big buckle would be really bad playing saxophone because it would scratch.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Let's scratch
yeah,
it.
no, no,
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put some padding on the belt buckle and some padding on the saxophone.
They probably have some kind of like fake belt that like made somewhere that looks like it's metal, but it's really plastic, like for children, you know, right? Like the little boy playing cowboys.
Right.
Costume jewelry for belt buckles. Yeah.
I might have one from when I was a kid. I will take a look.
Okay. All right.
Ooh,
No,
my
this is
husband
a good
has
idea.
a really cool, what are they? Guns N' Roses, because you could buy the belt buckle.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Pretty sure it says appetite for destruction.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Roll.
Guys, can I ask you a personal question though?
Oh, absolutely.
Always.
Do you remember anybody ever saying that the Rock undid their belt?
Well,
The Rock, like the
The
wrestler.
Rock.
They said this quote, "The Rock undid my belt."
I
Yes.
remember. Yes. Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't.
Yeah.
That is an embarrassing moment that is caught forever. That was during the live album. And
Yep.
it really, like literally, another embarrassing moment. I'm playing a show, I look down, my belt is totally open.
Ah.
Disgusting.
The Rock undid your belt. So,
Thank you, Pete. That's how else can you explain that?
no.
Yep.
This
I
is
mean,
before he became a big actor.
Yep, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I missed
Anyway,
it.
It was. He said,
Oh.
yeah, before the Rock. Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson undid your belt, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I took it the way it was.
PG-13.
It was the Rock. The rock and roll undid your. Oh, easy. the rock and roll under your belt. You know.
Ah,
I think we
the
finally have our
conceptual
shareable,
energy.
our shareable video moment.
Oh, if
The
you're,
rock undid your belt.
if you're calling it this, we're sharing it. You know?
That's right.
Oh,
Well, we
man.
should ask you, Leonor, did Dwayne Johnson have anything to do with the fast feeling?
what?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No?
Well, we should talk about the fast feeling anyways, because that was
Okay.
one of the things we had
Should.
mentioned as like, that doesn't get enough press. It's a great record.
Hey, Brock, will you
mhm.
will you introduce our guest?
Oh, sure, of course. Welcoming to a pickle home companion, not just any pickle home, well, I guess a pickle home companion, not the pickle home, welcoming to a pickle home companion, Leanor, from not only bands such as Five Iron Frenzy, but also the Fast Feeling. We have questions about how fast the feelings come on. What are these feelings? Are they in fact fast? These are the things that we wish to know.
They too
Leonor
fast, too
has
furious.
been involved. Exactly. Is the fast feeling furious? That is the biggest question we have.
No.
So, Leonor, without further ado, welcome to a pickle home companion.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a guest on this pickle home companion, and I'm hopeful that many more will come my way.
And,
Step one.
As do we.
and welcome to Lake Skabegon.
Seriously.
Yeah, that happened.
So if you'll pardon the
Very
jackassery, we
confusing.
do want to talk about the Fast Feeling, because that's a great record. You said you've got a couple copies that you would like to share, right? This is something we can direct people towards.
Yeah,
It's in stock.
been, I can't remember what year. Was it 2016? I think we put this, the album Pulses out. And it's not that I like having a lot of space in my house, but it'd be nice to sell some of these items I've had since, that many years ago. There's not much left. So I'll put it on the Five Iron store. There is vinyl, which is
Right.
awesome.
Right,
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a couple cassette tapes.
Brock.
I
which
never
is-
got
Brock,
cassette
yeah.
tapes. I'm going to order those. Put them on the store, please. I'm in.
Okay. And there's a lot of CDs. Those are called compact disc, Megan. Compact disc is it's circular and it reads, I don't know how, but it plays
Magic.
music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
not-
in
No,
the
I have
computer.
loads of compact discs in my
Do you
room.
yeah. And by the way, I want to introduce our guest, Megan Leanor, who's also here.
Yes.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
friend and Kevin's daughter. So she's
Yep.
here
We
with
have-
us if you can't see her.
Yeah.
We have the honor of hearing her every episode of A Pickle Home Companion because she is our illustrious intro extraordinaire. She does our intro.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for her. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you,
Nice.
Megan. I don't know that I've had a
Mess
chance
ups.
to send that to you, but no, it's every week when I hear the production sound, I'm like, oh, hey, there's Megan. Thank you, Megan.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. And also,
You're welcome.
you might hear later on in the episode, Onward Pickle Soldiers, also coined by our friend.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening?
That reminds me.
Yep.
I'm writing a creative writing assignment for my history class and I named these pickle soldiers after you guys. So you guys are finding the Holy Grail.
Are we going to get an audiobook of this at some point?
Please.
Wow.
It's not that intricate, but
Which one of us
Maybe.
dies on the journey for the Holy
Like if
Grail?
we
I
pay
was
you
kind of
doesn't make
thinking
it?
make an
making my
audiobook
dad
of it?
died because it's funny.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of us can't make it all the way, right? Like that's how
Right.
writing, so stories go. You got to have some tension, some drama.
That's what I was thinking too.
Can we have a live reading at some point? I mean, can we do our parts?
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. You should film that. Do you have a Patreon? That has to be on the Patreon.
We will now.
It does. Mhm.
There you go.
Have you already turned it in? Did this lead to academic success or failure for you, Megan?
I'll read it once it's done. It's
Yeah,
due on
please.
Thursday, so I'll read it
Oh,
out next
okay.
week,
Yeah.
maybe.
I look forward to
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to give the patrons an early advance copy.
This is
Yes.
chaos. This is good though.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the
Generally.
chaos.
I remember Megan when I saw you. Do you remember what I told you about your voice? I said you have a great voice and you should sing.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool that you're like doing intros and stuff. That's
Right.
awesome.
Great
got a good voice.
intro voice for sure. Voiceover
The
work,
amount of mess
singing,
ups.
everything. That doesn't matter.
I
Zero
can't
mess ups,
pronounce
Megan.
things
I've heard
properly.
every
That's okay,
episode.
because
You've never
guess
made a
what?
mistake.
Not only that, Computer space is free.
Yeah.
So you're not like recording tape.
There's no
You're
tape,
not wasting
Micah.
tape. There's so much free
Tape.
space. Infinite mess ups.
Tape, Micah, you're wasting tape. That also happened on a live
See,
recording.
you sound just like it.
I was the lead singer
We've
of Five
had
Iron
some
Frenzy
practice.
for 20 seconds. I don't know if you knew this,
He was.
Oh,
but yeah,
you
20
guys,
seconds.
What?
we're supposed to talk about the fast feeling.
Thank you for
We
bringing
are.
us back.
Oh,
I forgot. I have ADD. Oh, I know. So
I
one
think
thing
we
that
all
happened,
do.
we all do. Scott Kerr from Five Iron Frenzy wrote a lot of songs because he says he can put pants on one leg at a time and write an awesome song. And he did say that. And it is true. So he can write awesome songs for Five Iron or Yellow Second. And then he was writing some songs that weren't, I mean, they were kind of vague. They could go a lot of different ways, right? And so one day I'd heard those songs before on a Google Drive and hadn't thought much about it. They were going to maybe be Five Iron songs. But like I said, he's pretty prolific. So I was going through some in my phone and I started singing like melodies over them, right? And so I kept singing them and then I got kind of ballsy and I thought, why don't I text one to Scott? And he works, on the computer. So immediately he responded and was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then I kept doing it. And by the end of the day, I think I started texting him at about 11 a.m. By 5 p.m., he goes, you can kind of sing. Why don't you come over and we can try this out? And at that point, it wasn't a band. It was just songs. So then we kept going. And about a week later, he's like, yeah, I think this is awesome. I would love to record it. And because he's always loved female fronted bands.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want to do a band? And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And he's like, so I got excited. And then what happens to me that's happened in every band I've been in is I get excited and I'm all about this band. And then one of the band members calls me and says, without your permission, I invited someone else, which is fine. It was Matt Langston. I know, I don't know him, but Scott was like, well, this guy writes this kind of music, like electronic music. And I love writing songs with him, Scott said. So can we add him? And I'm like, awesome. And then he's like, oh, and he doesn't live in this state. And I'm like, we already have that issue, dude. But anyway, it worked out. And then Andy, so because I'm embarrassing and I'm one of those people like Moira that always watches their own trailer over and over and over and has everybody do it. So I kept listening to, like before 5 Iron band practice, I'd be like, Micah, you got a good speaker system. Let's jam it wasn't the fast thing. Let's jam me and Scott's new band. Mike was already sick of hearing it. He could care less. Like he thought it was okay. But Andy was like, dude, I want to be in this band. And then we looked at Brad and we were like, we don't really have a place for you, dude, but you're awesome. So that was that. Andy played and added his drums, and Andy came up with the name and he's pretty hyper. I won't diagnose him, but he's hyper. And he said when he was a kid, the world would spin and it felt like the fast feeling.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's how that came.
I don't think I'd heard that explanation yet. That's cool. And that, I mean, it is. I think the record kind of gives that sort of vibe. There's an excitement to it. There's it's not frenetic, but it is, it's energetic. And I like it.
So anybody, any of you guys heard the fast feeling?
Yes.
Other than
Yeah.
Brock?
I have the
Yeah,
vinyl.
I have the CD. Yep.
I gotta
Kevin,
pick up
what
the
did you
phone.
think? Was it weird knowing me and then hearing me sing? Because you can't really picture how I would sing.
No, I thought it was cool. Like, it's
different.
obviously different from 5 Iron and
Right.
stuff like that. But I thought it was really cool. Like one of those like, hey, I know this person, and like she's
Yeah.
putting out her own album. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. I think like some people are surprised. They're like, you sound different. You sound like a little girl. But I have to kind of give credit to Scott because it still sounds like a human voice, but there's no like line that there's a lot of, what do they call that? Pro Tools or whatever stuff, effects, different effects put on it.
Right. It's more.
What do you think of it, Pete?
So it's been a little bit since I've heard it, but I'm stoked that it's on. I can pick up the vinyl now. So as soon as that comes up, but yeah, I would say it was definitely. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I dug it. It was different, obviously, because I'm so used to, the 5 Iron sound or Braid St. Saturn sound, or something along those lines. So but it was cool. I really liked it. It was something that I could vibe to.
I think if you really listen, especially to the fills, it's no mistaking it's Andy on drums.
Sure. Yeah.
To me, the part the part out of all of us that is 5-iron takeaway is Andy's drumming. I love it. He just has those same kind of fills.
Right.
And I never thought I was cool enough to be able to recognize a drummer's fills. But now I realize I am.
Now you are.
I have. Oh, after like what, 30 years of playing with the dude.
That's right.
Yeah, I was playing it
used
one
to it.
time. So I have the vinyl and I was playing it, and usually my wife and kids either ignore or vocally dislike whatever I'm playing. Like we're not on the same page there. But I was playing it and my wife's walking through the living room and just stopped and was like, "What's that? I like that. Whatever that is. I like that." So it's something I can play and get like universal
Yeah, that's
support
cool.
in the house, and a lot of what I listen to is not that way. So yeah, without knowing anything about it, just like walking through, caught my wife's attention and she's on board. And
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I enjoy it too because it's different than 5-iron. Like I wouldn't want it to be the same.
Right. So Scott had never recorded, he made a studio in his house and he had never recorded someone else doing vocals. And I've never taken a voice lesson in my life. I don't really know how to sing, so it's just fun. But we learned that there were a few different voices that we did. So like one was the cheerleader, and that's like the ones we could have started, like kind of like that. And then one was like the Billy Idol, like where it's like trying to be more tough. Kind of tough and raspier. And so that's the word we use. I'd be like, because we were spending hours going, do you want it softer, aggro, sweeter, feistier? What? Because I don't know, like, when you sing, there's probably a correct way to use it when you produce vocals, but we don't know those words. So we were just like, oh, the one that's kind of cheerleader, or the one that's innocent, or give me that ballsy chick. It's like there's different. It was hard. It was so hard to communicate about something so ethereal.
They talk about tasting wine and how like when you taste wine, there's no like right or wrong words to use. You just like say, what does it remind you of? What does it taste like? And a lot of people might have like a common parlance or something, but you take the words as like it's earthy or whatever. So if you want this to sound like Pink, tell me it's supposed to sound like Pink. If you want it to sound like Christina Aguilera, let me know. If you want it to sound like the cheerleader.
Actually, I mean, I can't do she wouldn't be in there, but some of the main ones were like, and of course you're just going to have influences. So Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Which by the way, I'm pretty into karaoke. It's been a while, but Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield is up there for me.
Come on.
Then there's Lita Ford, Kiss Me Deadly kind of vibe.
Yep.
And then of course the Billy Idol, you can kind of get that. And then I think the other one is kind of like not metric, but maybe the Cardigans, kind of like more of a singing, a person who knows how to sing, but not like a show off. Because some singers are, and I can't do that, so I wasn't gonna try.
That's very Cardigans, because a beautiful voice, but not trying to show off, just as singing a heart out.
Really good, really good. Yeah. So what have you guys been listening to lately?
I've been listening to a lot of Squad 5-0. I'm trying to get reacclimated with the catalog, because half of why I'm not in front of a good podcasting microphone is I'm driving to Rochester, New York, because I'm flying out to Savannah tomorrow for the Squad 5-0 weekend. so
That's awesome.
I've been listening to that. I actually listened to the live album, so I heard the rock and did my belt just a few minutes ago, because I was listening to that. I needed some good vibe and getting ready for tomorrow.
Pause.
Yeah.
You guys have totally ruined that phrase for me now. It will never, ever be the same. Never.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
But also the tape mica tape. So I mean, there's all kinds of lines in there. So But I listened to the.
They're not that good. I think it's so sad that we've hypnotized you all. But this is insane.
The sad part is,
I can't believe when that poetic justice tape, Micah tape. It's like, what?
I don't.
Thank you. We really thought hard for that.
But I don't think you understand how many times I actually use that in everyday conversation. Like
you taping your son Micah's head together or something?
No, but like
his mouth shut.
But like when we're recording or something, I'm just like, we're running out of tape, Micah, tape. Or when my dad used to hand me a roll of masking tape, I'd be like, tape, Micah, tape. So I just and people would look at me like, what are you even saying? But I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But it's in my head, it's forever there.
It's kind of like sandwiches. That's all I have to say,
Everyone
right?
loves them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone likes them.
Everyone likes it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do it? All right. Go ahead. Say some lines. We'll call in response.
Call and response.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh. I will say that it's kind of fun to go to like back in the day we went to a lot of like Flying J's and
Right.
all the different gas stations, and I don't know if you've heard this before. I thought Reese made it up, maybe not, but he would always say, I like my women like I like my beef jerky, spicy. What do you say? Spicy, wrinkled, and brown. But he says these things like it's
Right.
always like, everybody look at me, like it's not, you're like, ay.
I will tell you one that I use a bunch, or I used to use when I was in charge of a men's dorm in Western New York. They would always go, I love you. And I'll be like, it's what Dennis said once. I love you too, but I feel the need to see other people. And they just look at you like, thank you. So
Then they're like calling their mom. Can I get a different dorm?
I love you too, but I feel the need to see other people. Yeah, no, they said I love you to me first, and I'm like, so. But so I've used many of those lines, whether you all like it or not. They're ingrained and in everyday vernacular now. It's like the Gen 5
the ones that
Frenzy
say I
slang.
love you.
Yeah.
The ones that say I love you are up to no good.
Oh, I'm aware.
I know that.
That's
why
why I
is a weird
say
college kid going to tell you they love you?
that's why I respond with I love you too, but I feel the need to see other people because I don't need their love. No. No, I'm kidding.
That's the next Fast Feeling album. I don't need their love.
Oh,
There we go.
TM.
There we go. Love is a
Yes,
battlefield.
please. I don't need your love. Yeah. And we'll send you the audio
Say
sample.
a lot of the Billy Idol.
Okay.
A lot of the Billy Idol on that one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Who else is listening to what? So we heard Pete.
Oh yeah, sorry. I went on and on.
No, you're done. Good night. Next.
See you, Pete.
I'm muting
I
myself.
feel the need to interject that I always think of what is it? This one goes out to my mom. She's proud of me for the way I dress. That's my favorite
Very,
line.
very Keith.
Me too.
Seems very Brock.
Oh, yeah.
And she is. I wear snap pearl shirts. She loves it.
If you were my son, I'm proud of you for the way you enunciate.
Oh, thank you.
You're
A pickle
welcome.
home companion.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Kevin, what are you listening to?
So I've been listening to a lot of
Squad 5-0.
Squad 5-0, Hot Mulligan, and this band Pulses. They're out of Virginia.
Speaking of pulses,
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's weird. That's a cool coincidence. Okay,
Yep.
cool. I'll check them out. I will remember the name.
it's pulses with a period, right?
Yep.
Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Gotcha.
How about you?
My
Me?
wife's
Oh.
she's saying hi.
I'm a part of the
Hi.
podcast.
Hi
Hi.
there, everybody. It feels like a band meeting, but usually it's like, Melinda, what have you been up to?
We want to make you feel at home.
Okay, so what have I been listening to? I listen a lot to Buena Vista Social Club.
Okay.
Oh,
If
so
you haven't
good.
if you haven't listened to it, please watch the documentary first because it's Cuban music
Mhm.
and it was recorded by an American guy, well, United States guy, who went down there to Cuba to learn how to create and replicate this type of beautiful Cuban romanticized music. Well, I don't want to give it too much away, but I will say he did find a lot of the original musicians in their 80s and 90s that had been on the recordings that he likes. And I won't give it away, but let's just say there's a ton of albums you can buy by all these guys and ladies. So see the documentary and then listen to the jams.
That's really
Very
cool.
nice,
That's
yeah.
kind of like the digging up history and kind of connecting with people. I love stuff like that. So I gotta look at this. I gotta watch this.
Yeah, because
Pete,
like
write that down.
half
Pete.
music documentaries that I watch I don't like because I get really jealous. Like I used to watch on VH1, I think it was called Behind the Music.
Yep.
Yes.
And I was like in 11th
Their
grade
tour
and I'd
buses
go,
are so big.
All the
yeah,
time.
I'd go look in the mirror at 11th grade and be like, someday.
Yeah.
Right? Like someday I'm gonna rock out. I don't care how it works, but I gotta be a musician. So yeah, but then there's the other kind of music documentaries that I like, which is always like the unsung hero story. Like, remember, did you see the one, a band called Death?
Yes, love that documentary.
No.
So good. That got me into the band called Death.
Yeah, so Kevin hasn't seen it. Let's not give too much away, but basically it's the idea of one of the first black punk bands.
So good.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, check it out. So that's another
I'll
unsung
check that
hero.
one
It's
out, yeah.
like, wow. Has anybody ever seen Searching for Sugar Man
I've heard good things about that.
documentary?
Because that's the one about, was he an African musician?
No,
they're like-
he's from the States. I think he's
From the
from like
States, okay.
Philadelphia. But he
Okay.
got famous in South Africa.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So like
Kinda
basically
like
he
Goody
never
Hook.
knew he got famous, and he's like the Beach Boys equivalent of South Africa.
Wow. That's very cool.
Is it though? Because he's working like a blue collar job, never knowing. Because
I guess
his
it's cool that
agents
he was
because
known,
his
right.
agents took his music away.
So
Isn't
let's-
that
That's
crazy?
not cool.
So let's go
Wow.
with
I'm
interesting.
not going to say more.
It's an interesting story, maybe not cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You can't tell
Right.
Brock what he thinks is cool.
Well,
Oh, I
I'm open
don't.
to
I
suggestions.
don't.
He can think it's cool if he wants.
Look, hey, Jared.
He could be
I'm-
wrong, but he can think
there's-
it's cool.
There's no shame in this game. I'm just trying to come up with words.
Little shame.
No shame.
Did you
No,
folks
you
see
are
the one
not
about
coming up with words. Here you are. Tape, Micah, tape. No. Come up with words, bro. Come up with words.
Come up with words, bro.
And how come, Pete? No, I have to get mad at you. How come here you are able to say tape, Micah, tape, but like the really long expositionary like thesis that Reese writes like in Through the Outdoor or anything? How come you're not quoting that?
All right,
Why do you make us sound like second graders?
it's been a great time here on a Pickle Home Companion. Thanks. Bye, everyone. No.
Hang on, I'm going through a tunnel.
No. Actually, he's just going to memorize some good lyrics.
That's right. I'm gonna go look them up right now.
Pull it up on his phone.
Well, I
Hey,
see
Google.
here that.
Put the hen house in the mouth of the fox.
There you go.
Wow,
Wow.
I feel
Of course,
attacked.
you give him
Oh, it's
Switchfoot,
okay.
he could probably rip
I
off
know.
the
That's
whole
true.
I
album.
can rip off the whole album.
Wait, whoa. Let's back up. I want to know
Please.
what you meant. Like, I didn't know what you meant by Switchfoot thing there. I love them, obviously, but what did you mean?
So
Sure, we all do.
sure, we all do. So I am a big. So not only is Five Iron one of my favorite bands, but Switchfoot is also one of my favorite bands. And so they always pick on me because
we
I
didn't
always
know.
do. I don't know if you knew
It's a
this.
surprise. New
Surprise.
information.
So tender,
Amazing.
so tender. Go on.
I since I've known those guys since they were a three-piece, obviously you guys have known them much longer, but like I was at Jerome's first show. It was at Houghton College way back in the day. So ever since, like, you know, back then you get to know them and just hang out, and you know, you don't hear our worship and you can hang out, you know what I mean? So we've known each other for years, and so I always mention every episode I mention Switchfoot. Hey, Missy, do I mention Switchfoot?
Hey, it's Missy, a resident
Hey,
of Lake
Missy.
Skabegon. Missy, have you ever heard of Switchfoot?
I sure have.
Did you know they used to be
Oh,
a
wait,
three-piece?
whoa. Are you in Ohio right now, Missy?
No, I'm in Milwaukee.
I was close, just because of the accent you just got there.
Oh.
You know, I don't know. There was something. It just sounded kind of Toledo.
No, sorry to interrupt.
Missy lives in a place where she can own a kangaroo if she
Yes.
wanted to.
That's true.
Yep.
Oh,
Do you want to? Probably not.
No, although I don't think I can in the city of Milwaukee. I think I have to go outside of the county.
Well, put
Right.
the house up
Oh.
for sale.
Hey, Missy, have you ever met Leanor?
I actually have, but it was
Oh,
quite
good.
some time ago in Wapaka,
Oh,
Pastor Bob
yeah.
Adams.
is that when I was speaking at a church?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've been known to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my kid's first outing. He was just like 2 months old. And we brought him
Do
up
you want to
there.
hear a confession?
Yeah.
So
From a preacher?
I knew Bob, and I told him, like, he's like, you should come speak at my church sometime. And I'm like, yeah, totally. Yes. Because I say that often. I didn't realize there's no airport in the world near it. So I have to fly to, like, where did I fly? Minneapolis, rent
Yeah.
a car, drive 4 hours in the middle of nowhere. Dude, from then on, I kind of like, not that it was a bad thing. It was a good thing. It was an awesome thing. I met great people, especially I think his cousins, the Ingalls.
Oh, I don't
Anyway.
know. them. Mm-mm.
Anyway, the point being, now I look on a map before I say, oh yeah, I'll totally speak at your church. It's like, I don't know. No. Are you,
It's gonna be an $8,000 Uber.
Well, I was glad
Yeah.
that you did.
but yeah, good to see you, Missy.
Yes.
Wapaka.
Good to see you. This was quite a surprise.
Yeah, right? Kind of
Yeah.
random.
Missy, we've been talking about a number of things, including music documentaries, Switchfoot, and the Fast Feeling. Have you heard of the Fast Feeling?
I sure have.
Yeah. What do you think of that record?
I love it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yes.
Do you have any
That's
favorite
cool.
parts?
No, well, we picked up a copy. It's been a while since I listened to it, so I can't name a song, but we got it when we saw you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's true. That's right. Very
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, we were just talking
Nice.
about how there's going to be both LP and cassette up on the 5-Iron store in not too long.
Oh,
gotta
nice.
get
There's
that
also
cassette,
going to
you
be
know.
some shirts. And I think, Jared, after this, you have to give me your address because your wife said she liked our song. So I'm going to send her a t-shirt.
Yeah. She
That's
also
right.
owns a 5-Iron Frenzy shirt now.
Dude,
And it's-
you
Nice.
want it?
That's the only one she's wanted.
Oh.
Yeah. When he goes
So my
to-
husband, we own a screen printing shop, so he screen prints all of those shirts. And the photograph was actually taken by a really cool photographer named Jared. And he was like, we should make some of my photos shirts. And I had no idea like how. But if you look at it, it's a bunch of little dots. It's the
Yeah.
little
Mhm.
pixels you can do to. So that's pretty awesome.
It's very cool. I would be wearing it, but I didn't do laundry this week.
So that means she's been
Jared
wearing it
did
this
do
week?
laundry.
I didn't do the laundry. It's my fault.
Oh, man.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
I do laundry every day.
Every
Me
day.
too.
Yeah, because it's kind of easier just to throw dirty clothes just right in there.
Sure.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
especially towels. So I just, it's kind
Yeah.
of like instead of a hamper, it's a washing machine. And I don't
Right.
separate any
Then you don't need a
colors
hamper.
no, and I don't separate like colors, whites, everything. It's all together. It
It's
doesn't matter.
overrated. I agree with that.
Give it up.
You ever have
Yeah.
trouble with color bleed?
I'm sure some things that have been red. Yeah, some things that are red could mess with white. But
Sure.
you know, in my family, nobody wears white except for white socks. So
Yeah.
no one's worried about white in our family.
Especially after
anymore.
Labor Day.
How embarrassing.
Like that's most of the year, right? When you're not
Mm.
supposed to wear
I'm
white
so
anyway.
embarrassed.
So why wash it at all?
Gosh.
Brock, when I first came up here, I thought you were wearing like camouflage shirt.
I-
It was really
I am.
interesting.
It came
I'm
right
blending
from
in with
woods.
cowboys.
Yeah, I was like, Brock's wearing a camouflage tee.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's his.
What is she wearing?
Who's
What's
this?
Missy
Oh,
wearing?
insiders.
Oh, look at
Aw,
Oh,
you.
nice.
Nice.
I have
That's
that shirt.
cool.
We're all
Nice.
representing.
So many friends have been mentioned.
I know.
It's a circle of friends.
It is.
I forgot I muted my computer. We got it at the Insider when Insiders, 5-Iron, and Flatfoot played in Chicago. Was it back in 2013?
Yeah.
Joe bought a box of old shirts that they just had left over, and we snapped
Oh,
a few of them.
nice. That's smart. That's
Mhm.
cool. I found, so my mom, I used to always give her shirts and she has them in pristine condition. And a while back, I eBayed some of them.
Ooh.
Maybe some of you guys saw them, but we keep coming up with more and more. Like she saved everything. We have so many cool things. Some of it's like sentimental, obviously, and I'm not going to sell it. But every once in a while, if there's doubles or something, it's like, that's kind of fun. I remembered like, who the heck comes up with a tomahawk wielding Indian with 5-Iron Frenzy on the back? That's cultural appropriation. You can't sell that now.
No.
Have you seen, or with the Indian
Yep,
headdress?
Yep.
But you can
It looks
auction
like Reese and it has Reese's tattoo. There's something wrong with that.
I think I had
Yep.
that shirt. but
Mm.
my
Inappropriate. It's
but my
inappropriate.
favorite
Something
was
wrong with you.
the 5-Iron Frenzy Gives Me Gas. That still is one of my favorite shirts. That's on a t-shirt quilt.
Well, I have to tell you something. We're working on a sweatshirt with that little guy on the front.
Yes.
Really?
Take my
Oh.
money.
Okay. I'll split it 8 ways. How's that
All right,
sound?
sounds good. I love it.
Advice to the
incredible.
world: do not be in a ska band.
3-piece punk band all the way, right?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Or 4-piece electro rock.
That works too. But I was in a 3-piece punk band when I was in high school.
You got to tell us about this.
And I'm going to tell you the name. But
Okay.
here's the thing. It may or may not have a grammatical error. So if
Okay.
anyone comes up with a grammatical error, feel free to tell me. It's called Our Son the Arsons, but we pronounce it Arson the Arson.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah,
Recalculator.
Yep.
Mhm.
OURVARSON.
Yeah.
Arson the
right.
Arson. Okay, so thoughts on that name?
Potential.
Inflammatory. Yeah.
What, controversial, inflammatory?
Great
I
to
like
say.
it.
I like it.
Great to say, Arson the Arson.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone's
guess
gonna
who
remember.
ruined all of this for me, guys?
Oh no. Don't tell us.
Decades later, I'll tell you, and you'll know who it is. Scott Kerr. I said,
Oh.
when I was in high school, I was so cool. I was in a band called Arson the Arson. We played like
Oh,
You know,
no.
the VFW, a sobriety
Ours.
house, and our guitar player's dad's divorce party.
Arsonist.
So we had a few shows
You gotta
under our
have one.
belt. But here comes Scott. You ready? Oh, well, that's not grammatically correct. It should be arson the arsonist. Oh, that sounds stupid.
No.
Arson the
Depends on what you're going
arsonist?
for.
Who
Right.
cares?
Right.
Stupid.
I guess you could be what? Could be the arsonist, our son, but that doesn't flow as well either.
Arson the arson,
It
dude.
has to sound
Arson
cool.
the
Yeah, it
arson.
doesn't matter the grammar.
Yeah.
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 No.
No.
No, I think there's no apostrophes, right? Like that's
No.
what really gets me sometimes. People who like don't know what to do with an apostrophe. They're all over the place. But
Well, to be frank and honest, like we never had our name written anywhere because we only had a show at a sobriety house, a VFW, and our guitar player's dad's divorce party.
not advertised, right?
No,
No
never.
handbills.
You
No
never
online
played
tickets
it.
for
No.
the divorce party.
Never played at a fire hall. Okay.
Oh, actually, one battle of the bands. I forgot. One battle of the bands.
How many bands? Is this like a 5 bill? Is it how many people were competing for this title?
All I do remember is that I was out of high school. So it was kind of, controversial because the two guys were in high school and I was like right out of high school and they were my guitar player and bass or drummer and guitar player. And then me
Yeah.
kind of singing, screaming. And so I think that it was their high school. So it was kind of weird that this,
Oh.
older punk rock chick, you've seen the pictures like with the shaved head and
Yeah.
everything, when I showed up to their school talent show.
Right.
Little disturbing.
Yeah. No kidding.
Is it me or is it Rebecca St. James?
No one can say.
Who can tell?
Look.
They're virtually interchangeable with the way
That
they dress.
Jezebel.
Often
Well,
confused. You have to wait to see if there's the accent. That's how you tell them apart.
Hanging out with young lads, what's the word?
Impressionable?
Impressionable young men, as all you are. All 5-iron fans, impressionable young men.
My stars.
They all just laugh. I'm not denying it, they say. I'm not denying it. Tape, Micah, tape. I'm not impressionable.
It really is. I can only remember like one or two sentences. That's why I can't remember full on monologues. I'm sorry.
I know. And neither can Reese.
One of those is more detrimental than the other. Yeah.
That's right.
I really, really love though in 5-iron practice, Reese doesn't live here, so they give me a mic sometimes, or I use my saxophone mic and sing the words. Actually, Scott last night asked me to sing along
Oh wow.
because we're practicing a
Yeah.
new song that we haven't played probably 20 years or so. And so like without Reese, it's hard to find like where do we come in and stuff. So I get to like belt it out like it's so fun
Nice.
in a mic.
Just have to
You
slide
got
it into
some
a
of
set
all the
list.
words.
I like how you guys' personalities work. Everyone's too polite to start first, so you all go
We
like 2
sure
seconds
are.
and then start.
Yep.
At the same time. Yeah.
You need like a New Yorker or someone from Boston here, and they'll talk first, and then you need a Californian that doesn't barely chime in.
I like how Kevin's the one from Massachusetts. And
Right.
he's like the quietest guy on the whole cast.
Say the Boston guy's the quiet one. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, I've been in your place. You have to talk louder.
But the thing is, I hold the keys to the editing, so I
Yeah.
can do whatever I want
That's right.
afterwards.
That's
you
right.
should,
Yeah.
You should edit yourself saying that like 5 times loudly, and then it has like.
yeah.
I wish I had like a super talented friend, like kind of like you know who Peter Rollo is. He did a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
the artwork for
Yeah, I know Peter.
Engines of a Million Plots.
Yep.
So he puts in like cool stuff, right? He knows how to do all that. But like, what if I could have like him as a friend that was like not going to charge me, and I could make like everything really cool that I did. Like anytime I was a guest on a podcast, I could just edit it myself, have my own version. Leanor's podcast. There are other people's, but edited different.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
The director's cut.
Peter's
Yeah.
an awesome guy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Just for the editing.
Yeah, how would you like to, other than today, never hear Leanor's an awesome person, but today, you guys at the count of 3 can say Leanor's awesome, and it can be 2 of us, because I don't know hardly any other Leanors. So on the count of 3,
That's
I
true.
think you guys need to say
Do we need
Leanor's
to
awesome.
clap first?
So
I'm game. Yeah.
I don't know what you need to do.
No.
This
I
will
can't.
be the clap.
No, that's right.
Yes.
Kevin can do this all in post. All right, so go ahead. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Three. You count, Leanor.
Who's counting down?
Oh, me. Oh,
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1.
Leanor is
is
awesome.
Awesome.
Wait, stop. No.
I know, right? It didn't all line up.
There's a delay.
Megan, Leanor, you cannot
Oh,
say
I
it
don't have to
also.
say it? Oh.
No.
Talking about you. No.
It leaves my brain that I'm also
Wait,
a
let me
Leanor.
explain this to Megan. Megan, you've never probably ever been in a room where someone says Leanor is awesome and you think it could be two of you, right?
No,
Right. But this is probably the first time for both of us.
probably.
Let's take this chance. So you be quiet and I'll be quiet and we can hear Leanor is awesome to two of us.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm done.
Ready? Okay.
Moved.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Leanor is awesome. Awesome.
Did you receive the love, Megan?
It just makes me laugh that Pete is like 5 seconds delayed.
So much delay, so much latency over these
That's
networks.
right.
So much love.
Yep.
The love is in the latency.
That's another
Wow.
Fast Feeling album right there.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Right.
too.
I'm here all
Love is
night.
in the fast latency.
And then have somebody else like same lyric about 5 seconds later. Yeah.
The problem is when you said latency, the first thing I thought of was lactation.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And
Very
so
different.
it doesn't sound the same now when I'm
Right.
thinking of it.
So
So
word association.
Right.
We're going to have to come up with other phrasing. Yeah.
Not a lot of songs about that
Yeah.
Quite true.
that I'm aware of.
yeah.
So what I was going to ask about Leanor was we got some shows coming up, right? There's some things people should know about if they're in various places.
You're making me
Some.
laugh, Brock, because we do not have shows. You and I will never have shows.
No,
You said
we,
we.
the collective we, all of
Yeah,
us.
Brock.
Brock's
way
in the
to-
band.
Way to
The
assume that.
hypothetical, the royal.
Brock's like, we got some news. We got some shows.
I thought Pete was the lead singer of Five Iron.
That's right, Megan. Say that again.
There are a number of shows coming
I
up.
think you've
Leanor.
got a
Can
little
you tell
too
us about
attached
when
to
you
this
are
pickle
performing?
home.
There's plenty of people on stage, Brock. If you just slide in there, you can be in the
Yeah.
show. No one will notice.
Oh,
My favorite thing is that your Brock here is trying from the love of his heart to promote our
I am
shows, and I'm like,
promoting. I am
shut it.
Whether it's
Bring it.
grammatical or not, I am promoting it.
I got it. You ready? I got
It's
it.
a
I can
grammatical revolution, just like
take-
grits.
You
Yeah.
you lobbed me the easiest catch, and I fouled.
No foul.
Okay, try
no
again.
harm.
Say. I heard we have some shows coming up. Go ahead.
Hey, Leonor, I heard that you and I, just the two of us, have some shows coming up. Can you tell about-
Just the two of us.
Yes,
Really?
Brock. Obviously, the royal we have some shows coming up. As
An
in,
electronic hip hop duo.
other
I mean,
people,
I'm
not-
recording ours right now with a pickle home companion. But what are you up to?
Well, let's look at my calendar. That's not busy or ADD-ish, is it? Here
Yes.
we go. Next month, June. Oh, look, it says June FIF. Oh, that's the 27th in Dallas and 28th in
Hey,
Oklahoma City.
you're in that band. Yeah.
Yeah.
FIF. Okay, let's go to July. Oh, look, there's cool. FIF.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have? We have July 18th with the Boy Detective in Grand Rapids, and then
Hey,
the
that's
19th.
2 days after my birthday. Perfect.
Cool.
Wow.
You should come to the show. And then
I
in
should.
Detroit. And then my daughter takes a CSI course. So that's
Oh,
cool.
sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Wait, see, like the TV show?
Yeah. So the reason she picked this course, she wants to be a lawyer. So she's going to
Yeah.
DC for 9 days.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
here we go.
She got submitted by her teacher. And the reason she picked this course is there is an FBI woman master of disguise that will be there presenting.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
It's very cool.
That is.
Very cool.
Okay, I'm almost done. Here we go. August, FIF.
Yeah.
Okay, we have August the 13th. It says fly out because that's the day I want to fly out. And then it says Tim Winters.
Mm.
Anybody knows that guy? Because I want to hang out. Okay,
Nice.
then we have Orlando. We're playing the Plaza Live
Uh-huh.
on the 14th with a local band called Control This and Go T Hook.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Say hi
And
to
the
Adam
next night,
Boys.
also with Go T Hook, Jacksonville at Murray Hill Theater.
Yes.
And then the 16th of August in Fort Lauderdale, also with Control This and Go T Hook.
I'm
Yes.
so happy about it. That's
Very
3 shows
cool.
with Go
And
to
if
Hook.
they do not play seasons, I will be so sad.
Oh, they will play
They
seasons.
will. No, they
But
will.
you got
I
to
will,
make sure
yeah.
you ask them to play the box.
Start yelling
Yes.
the
Because
Okay,
I
let
think
me write
that
that
a lot of
down.
people
Just
are going
start
to want that.
Yelling the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say it's from
Any
Brock.
others while we're here?
Have them actually play Banana Man. They didn't last time we saw
Banana
them.
Man's pretty good. I don't know if they like playing it or
I
not,
know.
but it's a great song.
Well, they had them
Well,
themselves.
we used
for
to play
me-
Combat Chuck and you don't see us crying.
You can
All
tell.
right.
And Combat Chuck and Banana Man are about the same person, right?
They
It
are.
is.
Yeah.
Bless
No,
him. Yes.
absolutely.
But definitely,
No,
say hi to
Goaty
Adam
Hook is
for us.
fantastic, and that I mean, I've flown to see 5-iron. I've flown to see Goaty Hook. Last time I saw you, Leanor, I was on my way to see Goaty Hook. They
Yes.
delivered in spades. What a fantastic act! I think everyone that goes to these shows is going to be very happy. So
I know, and it was kind of that idea. So after that, did you give me that guy's number, Adam's number, right?
I did. I wasn't gonna brag, but I will say I put you
You
in
did.
touch.
You gave me his
So,
number, and the first band, I'll be honest, I'll put it out there. The first band I asked because I get to pick. Well, it's not my job. Well, no,
You
it
get to
kind of
pick.
is. I'm trying to not. Yeah, I get to pick the
Yeah.
opening bands, and so there is some reason to it. But I first asked Dogwood. I
Sure.
was like, we have this show at
Right.
Murray Hill Theater. I would love for Dogwood to open up, and I had seen them at Furnace Fest last year, so I knew it could be a possibility. So I talked to Josh, and he's like, "Nah." He looked at the dates and he asked his crew.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was so bummed, but it wasn't
Yeah.
going to work out.
Mhm.
And
Because
so
Kimball's
then,
a great guy. He would
Yeah,
be a lot
oh,
of fun
yeah,
to have
they're
a show with
great.
too.
and the same kind of vibe. So then I was talking to Brock. We went to brunch, and he said Goaty Hook. And I was like, "Yes, dude." And ended up calling him, figured out all the logistics. And thank you, Brock. It's happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, you're welcome.
Okay. He's talking to you, actual
whole city.
individual humans.
But not Orlando. You're
Hey, Brock,
You didn't say Orlando.
you'll like this Jacksonville fact. Do you know what's unique about Jacksonville and the country of the United States of America?
Unique. Let's see. Does
What?
it have its own time zone?
No, but
Okay.
it is by landmass the largest city in the U.S.
Oh, for real? Like
Oh, weird.
footprint
Yeah.
size.
See, and that's-
Yeah, you wouldn't think about that.
Hey Google.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Google.
but what about
Let's fact
Denver?
check.
Denver incorporated DIA and all the land in the middle. So it's Denver, skinny, DIA, which makes like a barbell. And they did that under corruption. So let's move on. Let's move on.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we don't have time to get into all the problems that happened
Over
there, right?
840 square miles.
Hey,
Jacksonville.
Not to
Leanor,
mention
hey.
Well, since you like maps, Brock, I thought I'd
I
share.
think Jacksonville is very cool. And we've been playing there for honestly, forever, like 30, not quite 30 years, because probably we didn't get there till 2 years. And the promoter's name is Tony, if anybody's ever been to the Murray Hill Theater. And he has an amazing, beautiful testimony, but he also has a beautiful heart where after our band would play, we'd stay at their house. And so they had one of those ranch houses with like a big, big, big living room. So all the guys would, shuffle in, and then he'd kick one of his sons out of his room so I could sleep in one of the sons' bedrooms. So I actually got a bed. He was quite
Awesome.
the chivalrous. And one time Keith, I'm pretty sure it was Keith, maybe it was Reese, but we parked our bus that uses a generator. So we slept on our school bus and we had it plugged into his house. Well, we started a fire
Oh no.
in his
Whoa.
house because
Whoa.
of our faulty school bus engine or whatever.
An electrical fire?
Tony was cool about it. I don't remember what happened, but we started
Yeah.
a full on like electrical fire. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it wasn't like it didn't burn the house down. It was
No, it got
was
caught,
caught
like,
and,
but
and
it was-
extinguished.
But that's the joy and love we give him for always hosting us. And
Yeah.
we wake up to like bagels and orange juice and just such hospitality. I love Tony. Tony
That's
and his
fantastic.
wife, Anne. Her name's Anne. They're great.
And Tony has probably an appropriate type ABC fire extinguisher to handle that sort of thing.
He used to take us out in the boat. He has a boat on the water. And we all vividly, because we're Colorado people, right? We don't grow up on boats.
Right.
And he'd take us on the water and you could see these eyeballs. He'd shine his flashlight and those would be alligators. And all of us in Colorado are like, what? Florida man throws 5-iron frenzy off the side of a boat to see if they can swim.
Oh no.
I've just heard rumors about scary
Dangerous.
Florida man. Florida man.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
everywhere. Every time you open
Yeah.
the paper, he's doing something.
I know.
That's all he was in my algorithm for the longest time. It's just Florida man.
I know. Thank the Lord for Florida man getting us through the pandemic.
Isn't that the truth?
That's right.
And the Tiger King. Oh man.
Oh, also.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who could have been
I
a
think we
Florida
should
man?
throw to we
Yeah.
should throw to all the not I was going to say the unusual hosts, but the ones who are not usual hosts. I
Yes.
know we've got Missy on the line.
Missy.
We've got Megan. We've got Tammy. And I think all of them. Tammy, you're muted. I'm not sure if you're. Oh no, you can.
Okay.
All right. Hello.
Yes, hello.
But
welcome, Tammi. This is
I was going to
exciting.
say for all of them, if any of them have questions for Leanor,
Yes.
whether it's questions about the music or if it's advice of any kind, Leanor is, I think, a really good advice dispenser. She gives good advice whenever I ask her a question. She tells me what to do. For example, where should I go in Denver? And she says, of course, go to Rhino. That's where all the cool kids are. So if anybody has questions, we should probably make sure we make time for that too.
I didn't plan ahead because I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, see?
Surprise.
I know.
And then I was trying not to say anything because my kid came in here with a note telling me to be quiet because he was trying to sleep. So
Okay.
Okay.
That was really tactful of him.
Sorry, Oliver.
Yeah. How many times I tell my kids, I'm like, when you get home from school, I'm on a podcast. Be quiet. Stay downstairs. Don't let the dog in my room.
Leanor, how old are your kids?
Oh, I have a 19-year-old son. Well, actually, he turns 19 in 2 days.
Okay.
And his name is Eliseo. And I have a 17-year-old daughter named Inez.
Oh, very
So she's a junior. This is her last week, and she really wants to study CSI forensics and being a lawyer in that area.
Yeah.
And my son, he works at the screen printing shop with Steven because my husband owns a screen printing factory. And so Eliseo works there, and he's also into riding bright colored motorcycles and doing film for his motorcycle crew.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And
Okay, so
I
have two questions then.
Oh, good.
One, what did you start playing before you went to tenor saxophone? Because like for me, it was the clarinet. You had to start clarinet
Oh,
in 6th grade band.
yep.
And
Well,
then
yeah, I was in 6th grade, but
Yeah.
so this is really awesome part of my life. So do you know who Cheech is? Cheech and Chong?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Cheech is pretty much my dad. Like not real Cheech, but my dad is like Cheech, right? Short
Okay.
mustache, Arturo. He talks like Cheech. It's a North Greeley accent. So growing up, we had a music room while my mom was in night college. So yeah, so he would play piano. We would listen to like anything Motown for the most part, all Motown, right? And then he believed if you play the high keys on piano, they're right, no matter what note it is. Like if it's really high register, those are the right keys. For any, Stevie Wonder, Temptations, anything, the high keys are correct. Tower Power, it works. So anyway, he gave me a pawn shop saxophone. I was 9 years old, and he handed me an alto, and I would try to jam along, and he played trumpet too. And then by the end of the night, after so many beers, him, not me, in the night, like listening to What's Going On by Marvin Gaye and cry about Vietnam. He wasn't in Vietnam, but just get emotional, and then then start listening to like old Mexican music. Yes, that's more than you asked, but yeah, I started with alto and then went to tenor.
Did you play the recorder first?
That is an amazing question, and I think I probably did. Yeah, but I don't know. If we did not, I know we really did. Remember those things like it says do re mi fa sol. Well, this is T T. Do you remember all that, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. So I remember. I don't know if I knew recorder, but I knew bring do re all that stuff.
Yeah.
And ta ta ti ti ta.
Yeah.
hamburger,
Oh, yeah.
They're still teaching
Ta
that.
ta ti ti ta. Yes, and the wood blocks.
Yeah. Hamburger, terry pie, rest. That's how you do it. You guys, I taught music at a school. There was like a short time
Did you?
that I didn't
I
have
Oh,
had
a
no
job
idea.
after I left Scum of the Earth. I didn't have a job for a minute, and I was raising support before I became a prison chaplain. Still raising support, but before I had raised much. And so for a year, I just went to a school and taught kindergarten through 6th grade. So I did teach the recorder and the ta ta ti ti ta. I think the reason they teach it is because they don't really educate, music teachers because they don't have the budget. So we're supposed to teach what we learned in the 80s.
You remember when you played the recorder, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just teach them that.
Yep.
You guys, I have a clip that I might send you of the class that I was teaching dancing to the fast feeling.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be
Fourth
awesome.
graders, they're fourth graders, they're all like, and that's really like flossing and all that stuff was really.
Yeah.
And then they're doing like the
Please do.
That's
dab,
perks of
they
the
were
gig,
dabbing to the fast
course.
feeling.
Is dabbing still
Teacher.
in? Can we do that? Would I be
Yes,
cool on the dance floor if I
unfortunately.
dabbed? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
can
they
do
still
it.
have-
You won't be cool. but you
Megan
can
says
do it.
no.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Do
okay.
it, but I'll shun you.
I would trust Megan's feeling first, right?
You get shunned.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind, what I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Here's some trivia. Let's see how good Brock really is. Does he really know?
Oh.
Okay, Brock, what Christian
What?
band in
Yes?
the 90s played live You Can Dance If You Want to?
Ooh, you're speaking my language. We talking about the yeah. The
Echoing Green, yeah.
Did a
Yep.
great cover of
Yes,
that.
yes, he got
And
it.
that cover is not available on streaming anywhere because of
I am so
you know, the way things
impressed.
went with all of that. But no, that was my first exposure to that song. Before I heard the Men Without Hats version, I
Mhm.
heard the Echoing Green version.
Okay.
And that's because I got Echoing Green from the church bookstore in
Yeah.
1997, 98.
Yep.
The album before that one, because that was their 5-minute walk release.
Was it the
I think.
blue one?
Yeah, the one with
Yeah.
like Fall 4 and Oxygen
Yeah.
and all the other stuff. That was a great science fiction. That was a great record. I know
Mhm.
that one by heart, back to front.
So there was one night where Joey was not supposed to sleep because he was driving the van, so I stayed up front with him.
Yeah,
And co-pilot has to stay awake.
right. That's how
We
it
knew
works.
every word, every guitar lick, everything from Prince's Purple Rain. We jammed that
Nice.
album.
Yeah.
And,
Did you folks tour together? I mean, it sounds like you
yeah,
did.
on the safety dance one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Because Joey's good people. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd love to meet that guy someday. He's down in Albuquerque still, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. He and Andy Verdecchio have a language.
Is that right?
Really?
Their own language?
It's called La Lengua, but it's
Uh-huh.
not Spanish.
Okay.
And I'm
So
not
that
going to
means-
attempt it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attempt it, but they have a whole lingua.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
I think you should get a podcast with Andy on and Joey on.
I think that
Try
to
I mean,
get them
would,
to
would
talk
you
the whole thing in
facilitate that
lingua.
for us? Would you help us get in touch with those people so we could make this happen? I think
If they
really
won't do it, I think they would. But if what they also could do is just like each of them could leave me a voicemail to each
Oh,
other,
sure.
and then
Yeah.
we can, Kevin knows how to edit. It's like
yeah.
magic.
we could pretend that we're having them on the podcast. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
we'll just give them
Yeah.
just the
if
answers.
we can't actually get them on the podcast. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah,
let's
Lord
try.
knows
We
I've
can
never
try.
made up a podcast like that before.
Yeah,
That's
burn that
correct.
above it.
Right.
No.
That's
I love
that's
that.
called the other pickle companion.
Yes.
The other.
Well, why did you call it A, you guys? A pickle companion.
It's because
Yeah,
How many
I mean, we
people
were-
out there have two?
a prairie home companion.
A implies another
Yeah.
one instead of the.
Right.
Right.
And-
Yeah. We would have to ask Minnesota the same
We
question.
ripped off a different show. That's why.
we got to change it all now.
No, just all you got to do is this is the joke. A pickle companion. The other pickle companion is a Bloody Mary.
Ah, there we go.
That's it.
We lengthened
Write
the
that
name.
down, Pete.
I don't have my pencil.
Thank
Not while you drive. Are you driving? Don't write it.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting in the.
I'll
Okay.
write it down for you, Pete.
Thank
It'll be in
you.
my calendar.
Thank you.
Friends to contact, Pete.
Yes.
So
thank
here's
you.
the other calendar question. The other calendar question is, did we talk about like the big shindig in Denver?
No, we don't have one yet. It's not in the
No.
calendar yet.
Okay, it's
There
not on the
isn't one.
calendar, but there, can we say there are plans, there are machinations?
Oh, well, there's always plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when someone says, "Do you have plans to make another album?" It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
There's not really a plan, but there's not a plan to not make one.
That's right. Yep, we're not working against it.
Yeah.
Or a big shindig in Raleigh.
In North
Or-
Carolina.
North
Or-
Carolina.
Can I tell you something?
Mhm.
I had a taxi driver in California, and he was like, I think he was from somewhere in Africa, but we were talking about the United States, and I said, "What is the most beautiful place in the States you've ever been to?" And he said, "Raleigh."
Wow.
Nice.
And I've always wanted to go there, and I've never been there. And
should
that
come.
it has been on my it's been on my bucket list because he said that he's talked about the flowers and the trees, and just that
Mhm.
it's the most beautiful cities he's been to. So
What venue would you have them?
Cat's Cradle. Oh, for sure.
okay.
You can play the Cat's
well,
Cradle.
okay.
It's in Carborough. Like I was just there last week, but it's like the local independent venue that has it's 750 cap room.
do they have any problems with lead singers spitting on the floor?
No, it'd be
Okay.
fine. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a good question to ask,
yeah.
just to be sure.
It's in our writer.
We have plenty
Right.
of those venues in New England that are fine with it as well. So if you want to come back,
Oh, yeah.
I'd love it.
Please come back to Boston.
I think that's a requirement in Oregon.
It's in the
Yeah.
contract
Wow.
that the musician must at
Must.
least leave
must.
spittle.
Yes.
That way we can sell their DNA like creepers.
If they don't,
Yeah.
they're not welcome
I
in New
suppose
England.
that's right. Now
Can I
that
tell you the
23andMe
most?
went bankrupt.
Wait, this is for Kevin.
Yeah.
The most gorgeous, romantic, beautiful venue I think we have ever played was in Boston, the Paradise.
Yes.
Yes.
It had
Yeah.
fish tanks. It had pictures of like Greta
I love the
Gabor.
Paradise.
It had like all
Yep.
the back walls would be like leopard print. And I'm like, it's not a strip club because we're playing here, but it's
Right.
so
It
beautiful.
couldn't possibly
Oh, no.
be.
Right.
Probably never was, right?
No,
But it's
no.
so pretty.
No, the Paradise is awesome.
And that was where we saw the aquabats.
That was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Many a time we would play there. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
once got to be backstage and watch oh well, he'll guess it. Brock will guess it, but let's just make it a quiz, okay? This
Okay.
Christian band that was comprised of a bunch of New Yorkers who I believe are of Greek descendants.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Who?
Well, naturally, the folks who sang basic instructions before
Yep.
leaving Earth.
Yeah.
La 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 la
We're
la
like,
la la la
I knew that
la.
one.
Lie, 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 lie,
Burlap
lie.
to Cashmere. So
That's
I got
right,
to hang
yep.
out with them backstage one time when they were playing the Paradise, and they did this weird thing as a band. They hung out and they connected before they played. And they
Interesting.
did this thing. They had a ball, and they're in a circle, and you throw the ball to someone and be like, "Good show, Brad. Good show, Mark. Good show." Like
The
all,
circle of compliments.
like affirming each other.
Sounds like a
Instead of being
first
like,
grade thing.
"Are you ready, drummer? Are you ready? Quit jerking around."
Is it strange to say that their music sounds like a band that would do that
Yeah.
before they go on? Like you
They're
saying they do
cohesive.
that seems to match the aesthetic completely of
Right.
Burlap
You want,
Cashmere
you
in my
want one
mind.
more beautiful aesthetic before I get going here? Because this is
Yeah.
getting long, guys. Rock's bedtime.
You
Yeah.
have no
Um,
idea how long a pickle home committee can last. Here.
That's why I'm being
We're the
done shows
longest
for
going of
4
all the
Rock,
hours.
that is
Yeah.
why I'm being subtle, okay?
That's
Let's
right.
move on. Okay.
See, Micah?
So I want to tell you about another band who does something beautiful before they play. So a lot of their friends can hang out with them backstage. Everybody's invited, which meant me. And then all of a sudden it gets real kind of quiet and it's like time for them to play. So they say to everybody backstage, but not rudely, "We're going to pray right now." So Jeff, yeah, everyone's got to go. And that is Switchfoot.
Yeah.
And they spend about 20 minutes
Yep.
down there before they pop up on stage, but everybody's kicked out because it's getting sacred time.
And that's why I love them so much, because they're just down to earth,
Mm-hmm.
good dudes. And even when they want to cut it off, they're so nice about it.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Switchfoot, though,
Yes.
we are actually going to go see them on June 2nd. And
Awesome.
we're going to hopefully meet up with Frank Tate beforehand.
Well, tell him I said hi. His little
sure.
I will
sister
do
Jeff.
that.
His little sister Jeff.
I will say
Yeah.
that we're bummed we can't come to the Florida shows because he took over Soul Fest up here in New England. And,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the weekend that y'all are playing in Florida. So
we got asked to play Soulfest, and we found out Switchfoot was playing too, and we were like, it's got to be a yes. And then they were like, on a different day.
Oh,
And it's not that we don't love it, but we already actually kind of
Sure.
were in the works for other things. So
that makes sense. Makes sense.
you can't say yes to them all.
Yeah. But we're stoked
But I
too.
love Frank Tate.
We're stoked he took over. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank, I mean, the first time he saw Five Iron, he signed us before he saw us play live. Then we get on stage and he's like, uh-oh. And you can just see him like trying to control the crowd of like, moshing, what's that? Please don't try. Yeah, you're looking at his eyeballs, be like, what band did I sign? Oh my gosh.
I love it. Is there
reputation alone.
any words we should pass along to him when we chat?
Yeah, just like I said, I have nothing bad to say, just awesome things. I mean, I think the trajectory of Five Iron was very impacted, especially by the yearly spiritual retreats we had every January. Even spouses, we'd go on a spiritual retreat. One was in Alaska, one was in Hawaii. A lot of the staff came, so whether they were filling the mailers or whether they were the secretary, they would also come. And then a pastor would come too. So we would talk as a big group, and then we would also be split up into our bands, which honestly, it was good because it was kind of like if you watch any of those real world shows or reality TV, it was reality. It was reality, not TV. We'd go in a circle and kind of be like, dude, you pissed me off when you did this, or I am so sorry that I did this. So you do like a lot of like therapy with each other. And then after all those therapy things, well, it's spiritual therapy, you make a plan for the next whole year.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. That's what we would say. we're making a live album. We're going to tour in these days. We're going to try to go to Europe. We are taking this time off. Even like down to, we would be like so distinctive. We're breaking up this year, but we're putting out a live album and another album, like make the whole plan for that year after that beautiful spiritual retreat.
That's great. That's very cool.
Yeah. So Frank, thank you. You did that. He will never see this, but that's cool.
Well, he might.
I don't think so.
That's why our boys are going to pass the message along.
That's right.
Okay,
That's the
thank
sort
you.
of service, the sort of messaging service a Pickle Home
Well,
companion
Brock,
provides.
Missy, Pete, Kevin, Jared, and Leanor. Oh, not me. I'm glad to have done this today. Very fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for meeting up.
It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. Not that I didn't think
That's
it would
good.
be fun.
That's the consensus we get.
We get that a lot.
Well, the addition of the women.
Undersell, over deliver. Yeah.
That's
The
right.
addition of the women. I never am hardly on, I think it's great. I think this is how it should be. It's like, let's bring in everybody.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, I'll see a lot of you guys again. And thank you for loving the jams. And we'll keep making them if you keep loving them. But even if you don't, we'll probably keep making them.
We'll keep loving them, even if you quit making them.
All right. See you guys later.
Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
It's voicemail time.
Yeah.
Bye. We have a voicemail.
Voicemail.
Hey, Squids. Jason Davis again. Sorry if I call too much. But so I recently started paying for the Patreon again for our overlords. And I had done it way back at the beginning, and at some point in my life, $5 a month felt like too much. But I've started paying again, and I'm going backwards through the bonus episodes. I don't want to tell you how many I've listened to in the past couple of months, probably 50 or 60. And one funny thing to point out is how many times they're like, this is our new segment. And you're like, well, that never came up again. And you're listening to it in arrears. But I think what's hitting me the most right now is how lucky we are that Joe and Reese allow us into their friendship, and like how important their conversations feel like they are to me a lot of the time, when it's like the political stuff or the religious stuff is just like so cathartic sometimes. And I feel like we're really lucky, and I don't want to forget that Joe and Reese take the time to invite us into the conversation. But yeah, I also like your podcast, but figured I'd bring it back to the PBS, But keep up the good work, guys. I'm proud of you.
Oh, well, first of all,
Still
Mr.
proud of
Jason
us.
Davis, how dare you? How
How
dare you
dare
call
you.
so many times? but honestly, no, thank you. It's been fantastic to have you as a person along this journey with us, and those are great observations. I agree.
But and we do need to continually tell our overlords how much we care, because we do. We definitely care for what they give us, and then the fact that they welcome us into their homes, and it's pretty cool. And it's like I told them on the cast when I was on there, it brought us all together because of what they do. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I still remember the feeling of listening to Joe's original podcast when Reese was on for 3 hours, and just thinking how cool that was. And, it felt like eavesdropping on, two friends meeting together for the first time after many, many years, and how special that was.
I think we've all listened so long, like we take for granted how much we know about them now, like of their day-to-day life in the 2020s. Not so much like about them when they were actively touring in ska bands, but like we know what I feel like we have a general idea of where they live, where they work, who they hang out with, like some about their families, and like we're current on their pets, like all kinds of mundane true facts, because we've listened so long. And they share what's going on. And if you think to the very beginning to now, like they've gone through many different like serious things in life that they talked about that we all are pretty familiar with and feel like connected to, which is special in its own way.
And the episode that we released during the Squad 50 week, Pete and Jared's little rant about how appreciative they are. Yeah, I mean, it's all true. It's all genuine, and we definitely appreciate interacting with them, and as much as they joke around and they're saying that we're the better podcast. Dude, we don't know what we're doing.
No.
We don't, and neither do they, and that's how it all has to be.
And that's how it
I
should
kept
be.
telling them,
Yeah.
Right.
we have four of us. That's how we do it. We have four of us. Like they have two. Like four heads are better than two.
So we
From what I
need
hear.
Mojo and the guy from Buck to join forces with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be? And that could be the multiverse. That could be the other people.
So what would be some of the other
That could be Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
right?
that's what they can call themselves.
So the other shows in the Pickle Home Companion multiverse would be so we've got the Bloody Mary show.
Yeah.
We would have to have another Pickle Home Companion. Would be another
Yes.
one.
Yep, another. Yep.
It's called another Pickle Home Companion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Home with the pickles.
What about a Dickle Home Companion where you talk about whiskeys you like?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not
Ooh.
bad.
we should have that.
And a Nickel Home Companion that talks about personal finance.
Oh, it's good. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
smart
Yeah.
savers.
Right. Right.
We could do a pickleback with home companion that talks about chasers.
Ooh.
Where we only talk about Canadian bands.
Hey, speaking
Oh,
of
pickleback. Yes.
speaking of chasers, dude, that
Yeah.
the dill pickle gin that I got from
Oh, yeah.
Treehouse Brewing, dude, that
Yep.
was really good.
Oh, nice.
Can I make my pickleback joke?
Yes.
Yes.
This is how you
Oh.
will brine me. I'm done. That's it.
There's the Tickle Home Companion.
There we go. Yeah, it's the that's the
Wow.
After Dark show.
That's on my lonely fans.
Yes.
Well, speaking of segments, do you think they're going to go back to the math segment ever again, or do you
No.
think that no,
No,
no?
it's over.
I
So far
I
behind.
definitely ridiculed them. You see how many times I brought that up?
I support
All right,
their
bring out your pens
decision
and
to move on to other things.
I really enjoyed it, guys. I got to say, like, there was something about listening to them just kind of say numbers and talk about math mechanics. I was like, this is kind of relaxing. I could like fall asleep to this.
I suppose when it goes on for 30 minutes, you can, but
Yeah.
I could probably do with maybe a 5-minute segment.
What if we were the fickle home companion and we didn't like
Ooh.
anything? We just discussed how things were not good. Not
We
good enough.
change our opinions every week.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Sickle Home Companion. They're a farming podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
cutting down the
Yes.
stocks, bringing in the sheaves.
Yes.
Guys, I'm going through the alphabet, so I can do this too. Let's see. This Nickel home companion. Oh no.
Ooh,
You have to do it
vehicle.
silently, that part, Pete, until you land on your one that
A
works.
sickle cell companion.
Nope. I like to bring it all out to the light. The wait, what's that again?
Oh, that one, a sickle cell companion.
Yeah. And then
Or-
Kevin, you had a vehicle home.
Yes, vehicle home companion.
Oh.
Vehicle.
For
yeah.
all
Give car
like
advice.
car talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's car talk? Yeah, we can rip off car talk.
They had
Pickle
fun
Talk.
with math on Car Talk. Remember that? They always had the math
Mhm.
teasers at the end, right? The brain teasers that were often math problems.
I think that's some of what Joe got that from. I don't know though.
Mm.
If any listeners have any ideas for other shows that would be good ones for the Pickle Home Companion multiverse, call in at 985-28-SQUID and let us know what your ideas are. You don't even have to make the show yourself. You can just have the idea of a show. Just call in and let us know.
We'll do it.
The best perk of being on the network is you don't have to make the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kevin will edit it, all of them.
That's right. That's right.
Every week we'll have a promo for a new Pickle Home Companion Network show. That never happens. It's only on the Patreon.
Right.
You're going to have to make more flyers for this weekend show.
That's right.
The Squid Line, call in. You won't.
You can find these and all of our Pickle Home Companion family podcasts on the Patreon page.
That's right. Keep looking for it.
Yep.
It's there.
You just
Make
got to
sure
look
you-
hard enough.
That's right. Get the spelling right. It's a Pickle Home Companion, not the Pickle Home Companion.
And that's the news from Lake Skabegon, where all the feelings are fast. All of the cassette tapes are good looking, and all of the bands are above average.
Oh, onward, pickle soldier. Gotcha, Brad.
Yeah.
Another perfect podcast. That's a bunch in a row. I don't even know how many.
Seriously.
Alabama.
Kabam. Kablam.
Killing it.
Brock, I was kind of hoping you were going to say, and all the belts are undone by The Rock, but.
And all the belts are undone by Dwayne Johnson.
Yes.
Yes.
Missy, thanks for joining us. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Have fun this weekend.
Thank you.
Have fun in Savannah, boys.
Okay, stop recording. That went good. Didn't it go good?
It was so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.